Ya da da da, ya da da da, ya da 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 da, ya ba ya ya bum bum, ay ya da ya da da, ya da da ya da da, ya ay ya da da ya ya da da da. Ay, 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 ay. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, 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 day, day. Ay, ah. Yay, day, day, day. Yay, yay, day. Yay, day, day, day. Yay, day, day, day. Ay, 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 bum. Yay, da, da, ya, da, 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 da. Ay, 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 da, da, da. Yay, yay, ba, ba, ba. Bet, why are you not in the pool? Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning as we continue to move forward toward the new year. It's our last Friday once more before Rosh Hashanah, and of course, we'll continue after that. But the next one will be between the Chagim, between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So as we continue to build upon our teaching from Wednesday, which was on the Parshat Nitzavim, I want to continue in that vein. I want to deepen our understanding. I guess that's the best way to put it. I want to deepen our understanding about this Parshat and its significance. You know, each portion comes with something, and some come with more than some things. They come with a lot of things. But I think that Nitzavim is one of those portions that drive a message home. So I want us to feel like we really get it. And so I spoke on Wednesday about the opening words of this week's Parsha, which are Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulchem Lifnei Adonai Elohechem. You are all standing this day before Adonai your God. It would have been enough for Moses to say, you're standing here. You are standing here. But the Torah emphasizes Kulchem, all of you. The leaders, the elders, the men, the women, the children, the strangers, the woodcutters, the water carriers. And Moses adds not just those present, but those who are not here with us today. It's about all of us, of course, but it's also about standing together in vulnerability. The word Nitzavim doesn't simply mean standing upright. It carries a sense of being firmly rooted, right? You can't stand upright and think it's going to be, you're a stationary thing, object, item, without being rooted, without being purposeful, without standing with dignity. Yet this moment comes in a time of deep vulnerability. The people are about to enter this unknown land. Their leader, Moses, is not going with them. So they face change and they face transition and they face uncertainty. But what does it mean to stand in such a moment? It means that strength doesn't come from certainty about the future. Strength comes from presence, from standing together, rooted in a shared purpose. This is a lesson for us in our own time. We live with uncertainty. Have you not opened your social media, turned on the news, read a newspaper, had a conversation? Our uncertainty is global instability, is natural disasters, it's shifting identities, it's personal transitions. But Nitzavim teaches that when we stand in the covenant with one another, Even in the face of the unknown, we find strength. And we know that certainly from our own personal hardships and our moments of celebration. But when we are faced with uncertainty, well, that's every day, but when things are unfolding in our lives and we're unsure, we know that when we stand together, we find strength. This concept, this idea of all of us, of even the ones who aren't here with us today, it's talking about a generational covenant. Those that are present and those that are absent. Moses' words reach across time. Those that are here and those that are not here with us. Our tradition reads this to mean that every soul, past, present, future, stood at Sinai. It's kind of like in the Pesach story or the Parshat Torah that says that we were all once slaves in Egypt. Well, we weren't there, but we know what it's like to be a slave in Egypt because that was for our people. That was for all time. The past, the present, and the future. And this too, standing at Sinai, waiting together, finding strength in one another. If we think about for a minute, if you could, if you're a visual kind of person, think about the power of that image. Standing at Sinai with all from before, with all of us now, and with all who will ever be. We're never alone in a covenant. The generations before us and those yet to come are bound with us in the sacred task of building a just and compassionate world. We know this, right? It's our job to leave the world a bit better than we received it. I don't feel like that maybe is the way of the world right now, but that is the goal. So as we're approaching the High Holy Days, many of us carry memories of loved ones we wish were still standing beside us. And yet Nitzavim reminds us that they are here, that their lives, that their teaching, that their love remains woven into the covenant, woven into our own strength. And so do the generations not yet born, who will inherit the choices that we make today. It's scary, right? If we're not working towards building a more just and compassionate world, then the ones yet to come are going to inherit that. And so we have to choose relationship over a transaction, right? We talked about I think it was last week or the week before, in Parsha Ki Tavo, there was this emphasis on blessing and curse, consequences for obedience or disobedience. But in Nitzavim, in this week's Parsha, it's different. The focus shifts to something more meaningful, I think. It's not about the transaction, but rather of the relationship. You're standing here because you belong. You're standing here because the covenant is about connection. That feels kind of radical in today's world. Too often, belonging is conditional. How we vote, what we look like, what we believe. And too often, communities fracture into insiders and outsiders. We're all guilty of it. But Nitzavim calls us to a different vision. This covenantal belonging where everyone counts. It says, as the opening statement of the opening piece of text, that everyone counts, even the woodcutter and the water carrier. But how do we make it so that everybody matters? It's really hard when the world we live in is just so unjust. There's so much hatred for us as Jews, for humanity as a whole is unraveling. Tapestry that we were working towards sewing and mending feels like it's torn in half, maybe shredded. But imagine what it would look like to live out Nitzavim today. It would mean that affirming every person, no matter their status, their power, their background, has a place in the covenant of community and of humanity. It would mean that remembering that our decisions ripple beyond us, touching both our ancestors and our descendants. It would mean that in times of uncertainty, we don't shrink back in fear, but stand together in dignity and in purpose. So earlier in the week, we talked about Nitzavim being the power of choice and teshuvah, to return. And today, we add a layer about community and about belonging. On the threshold of the high holy days, we are reminded that to choose life is not only an individual act, but a communal one. We choose life when we show up for one another. We choose life when we bind ourselves to generations past and those yet to come. We choose life when we all say, all of us stand together. Atem nitzavim kulchem hayom. Today, we are standing together. We will stand together. We will continue to show up for one another. Achad sha'alti meit Adonai ota vakesh. Achad sha'alti meit Adonai ota vakesh. Shivti b'veit Adonai kol yemei chayai, lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker b'echalot, lachazot b'noam Adonai ulevaker b'echalot. One thing we ask is to stand in the house of oneness together with communal responsibility, with teshuvah on our lips and our hearts, the return to the purpose of all. I'm going to blow shofar and close us out, but I'm grateful for the support that is each and every day of those who show up. Bet and Lita, Linda, Nusu, Jeneba, Reb Tova, and the ones that are watching but don't check in. We will be back here tonight at 6:30, tomorrow at 9:30, Monday morning at 9:30, and then we will be on a small hiatus. For those of you that are joining our services, you've already gotten the service information. For those of you that come in person, fantastic. For those of you that will meet us in our Zoom room, we're sad you won't be in person, but we're grateful for technology. That link will be sent out hopefully today. I have to talk to the good rabbi. Good morning, Debbie. Hopefully today. If not, Sunday or Monday for sure. And you can always reach us at any time, whenever, to make sure if you're uncertain of the calendar, if you're uncertain of the Zoom link. But if we're going to see you in person, I'm looking forward to that. But of course, to see your faces in the square boxes is also beautiful as well. So as we hear the sound of shofar, let our souls awaken to the message that we are connected as one human family. We lift one another up. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai. We are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you. Shabbat Shalom for those of you that won't join us later on, but for those of you that will, we'll wish it to you again. Let's show up tonight at 6:30. Have a great day, everybody.